is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After
40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
When it comes to selling your home, efficiency is the best way, the less stress way. That's why Asmani Garcia and the Omega Home Realty Group is who you want to call. Sell your home for just $990. That's right, $990. No 6% commission. Asmani and Omega are the exclusive program director for just $990 in South Florida. Get full service real estate services like pro photos, beautiful brochures, Zillow and Alex, Realtor.com and Homes.com listings. Call Asmani to find out more at 305-440-1990. Scan the QR code or visit just990.com to get started. Omega Home Realty Group and Asmani Garcia are ready to present your home to thousands of prospective buyers. Call 305-440-1990. Call Asmani Garcia and tell him Big O sent you.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. 3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. It is Monday. Yes, March 24th, 2025. How are you all doing? We got Canes ProDay today. We got the Panthers with a win. The Heat, well, they played a really crappy team. They should win, although they've lost to that team. But, yeah, they came up with a victory right before they played Jimmy tomorrow. We'll talk about bum-ass Jimmy coming to town. I think, Sean, weren't you drinking his coffee yesterday or something? You went to, yeah, exactly. What'd you pay, $45 for a cup of coffee? Anyway, is that thing even still open, by the way? Is that coffee place still open? It should be shut down pretty soon, right? What else do we have going on? Nova Southeastern getting ready for their Elite Eight tomorrow. Not only is the bum-ass Jimmy coming. And by the way, they lost to the Hawks without Steph the other night. I think it was Saturday night or something. No Steph. So lost to the Hawks. Jimmy couldn't carry them. So we'll find out what happens. Although there's somebody that really doesn't get it on their team. And we'll talk about that too, because I thought it was a funny comment about somebody that really can't read the room. Somebody on the Warriors can't read the room, and we'll get to that. What else do we have? Oh, and of course, USA Soccer. It's, always a powerhouse. They lost to Canada 2-1. I got to tell you, Sean, I would not be surprised today Trump signs an executive order to reverse what happened yesterday against Canada. He says, no, that win doesn't count. Canada's a state. They're not even a country. They can't play us. So I think there'll be an executive order by Trump today to reverse the result of the 2-1 win from Canada. Over. So Panama beats them, and then Canada. It's just U.S. soccer is like, this is why. Let me tell you something. This is why the USL whole thing about promotion relegation is like really cool, because our soccer infrastructure is such a disaster. It's just loaded with a bunch of rich kids that get the opportunities, not the best kids. And that's been the problem there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's a whole different other conversation. But U.S. soccer is a disaster, dude. I just could only laugh my ass off that they lost to Canada. It's too funny, man. It's too funny. Anyway, had my 4 staples in my head removed yesterday. Went to urgent care yesterday. I saw Frankie Fresco's Gators win against UConn. That's the only tournament pretty much that I've watched. Maybe I've turned on the TV and saw a half a minute of something, or I haven't really watched the tournament. Just don't care. Miami's not in it, so I really don't care. But I did watch Frankie Fresco's Gators. Now that I see Frankie's there, while I was pulling the staples out, I was waiting to get the staples out, which was great. Going that on a Sunday, there was nobody there. I barely had to wait. I saw the end of the game, walked in, took the staples off, That's about it. And so that's good. That's the next step. I'm still having concussion symptoms. Still have it. I still have some lightheadedness when I'm like, getting up from bed and stuff like that. Sometimes, not all the time. And so I'm not, and it's still like as they say, tender back there. This is still tender. When I touch it, you can tell it's still sore. Slamming your head against a wall in the middle of the night, 235 pounds just falling like a tree, because you're knocked out. You just don't know. You're blocked out. That's a heavy hit. So I'm still suffering from concussions symptoms, as they say. No headaches, which is really cool. Everything else is kosher. But I'm still dealing with a little bit of the lightheadedness, which is kind of par for the course. You know what I'm saying? The good thing is I don't have headaches. The good thing is I don't have, let's say a lot of dizziness, things like that, stuff like that. The light doesn't hurt me anymore. It doesn't bother me. So it's cool. So a lot of things I'm good with, and I'm fine. The only thing I can't do any rigorous workouts or anything like that, which, by the way, I am dying to exercise. Like, my foot had finally bounced back after a whole freaking year, and I was so excited about that, and I was able to start exercising, and now I can't do any exercise until, I completely heal. And so that's the only frustrating part, is that now that I was able to get back to exercising and kind of, at least I don't have the pain in my foot that I would have normally after workouts. Now I do have discomfort while I'm working out, but the pain doesn't last at all after, which is really cool, which is an improvement, a drastic improvement. And now I can't work out, which is kind of sucks, because that was like my way of losing the next 30 pounds that I've got left. I want to get somewhere down to the 205, 210 range. So 25, 30 pounds, something like that. So, and then that would complete the run. But now with this stupid shit, I am definitely more than inspired to work my ass off and get in really, really good shape. Anyway, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I see the markets are up, which is good news. Bitcoin is over 87,000 now again. Oh, I'm sorry. We just hit 88,102. Okay. And the reason why, by the way, Trump is no longer expected to impose sector-specific tariffs on April 2nd, per the Wall Street Journal. And the S&P 500 has already bounced. I think it's up now. I think it was 400 points the last time I checked. 489 right now. The Dow, the S&P is up 77, and the NASDAQ is up about a point. So apparently, the White House is now narrowing its approach to tariffs set to take effect on April 2nd, likely omitting a set of industry-specific tariffs while applying reciprocal levies on a targeted set of nations that account for the bulk of foreign trade with the U.S. Those sector-specific tariffs, however, are not likely to be announced on April 2nd, an administrative official said, who said the White House is still planning to unveil the reciprocal tariffs action on that day, though planning remains fluid. So markets have reacted to it and whatever, and we're going to levy them. No, we're not. Or, you're fired. No, you're hired. It's whatever. Some people that were deported weren't supposed to be deported. Now they may have to bring them back. It's a mess, whatever. And so the markets are the markets. What are you going to do? And so now it's kind of bouncing back, and everything's bouncing back. So those of you that have stocks or crypto, you're a happy camper right now because the entire market is super green. And by the way, I think it's like 5 or 6 billion of shorts will be liquidated at $90,000 for Bitcoin. So that will catapult it, and that will give it a jolt if it crosses 90,000. It's at 88 right now. It's up 3.7%. So there's a lot of stuff that's up. Algorand's up like 8%. Avalanche is up 12.5%. Chainlink's up 5.5%. Solana's up 9%. Polkadot's up 5%. Ethereum's up 4%. Jasmy's up 6%. Immutable X is up 7%. So we got some stuff going on in the crypto markets. All right. I like it. Star Atlas Polis up 6%. Not bad. Okay, we'll take it. Little green today. Nothing wrong with a little green. So we got all of that. Michael Saylor, by the way, bought 6,911 Bitcoin. Just a mere $584 million. A little bit of a dip. So just in case. I don't understand the people that sold. I really don't. But hey, those that sold, thank you, because you lowered the price for the rest of us to pick up a little bit more. All right. What do we got? We got NorCal in number 1 there. He's waking and a bacon. Cosa Nostra. Tua's being ridiculed for seeming out of... I don't care about stupid shit like that. Who gives a shit? People got no lives. Gus, I have a case of the Mondays when I jack. Again, Sean, I hope everyone had a great weekend. Don't forget to smash it. Jeff in Long Island. Very disappointed in St. John's basketball. Yeah. Yep. Upset for the Johnnies. Captain Saki checking in Tarpon Springs. Alexis Palenzuela. Jonathan Jensen in Panama City, Panama, not Florida. Really? Wow. Do you live there, Jonathan Jensen? In Panama City, Panama. Do you live there? Give me an answer on that. Because we'll be there in the summer. Maybe we can hook up and have a beer, bro. I'll be there a lot in the near future. Not in the next couple months, but I don't know. A year or two from now, I could be hanging out a lot in Panama and in Costa Rica. I don't know. There's just some gives me an idea that I might be hanging around having some fun over there. But anyway, so that's good. That's pretty cool. It's good to know we got some people in Panama or in Costa Rica tuning in. That would be very cool. Aqua Vision is in. Jamie Zoria in San Jose. Joseph is in, hitting the like button. Yes, please hit that like button. It's very important. Lisa in. Brian Landis. Let's see. Skylar Tipton. John Padilla. Aqua Vision. Frankie says, I thought you were going to say tonight I pledge that the Florida Gators will win the national championship this year in basketball. Well, I hope so for you, brother. I have no horse in the race. So I watched your team yesterday by accident because I went to pull my stitches my staples from my head. And because it was 2 weeks, they said 1 to 2 weeks. So we waited 2 weeks, and then we go, well, let's go on a Sunday where there's nothing going on. We went right to Baptist, what's that called? Urgent care. And sure enough, there was nobody there. I sat there. I watched the end of the game. They called me right away. Didn't have to wait much. Plus, I watched the game in the end, and then I watched your Gators win, and then I got my staples out. So that's my one little piece of NCAA basketball so far in the tournament. I don't know when I'll watch again by accident. Yader Castro is in the house. Oscar Rojas. And I'm sorry that I am kind of like blah about college basketball overall, and I'll kind of care about it if we have a local team. When you live the 80s and the 90s of college basketball, for you youngins, you will never understand it. Okay? You will never understand it. But if you live the 80s and you live the 90s, what you're watching now is an absolute joke. Like, it's a total joke. College basketball now to what I grew up watching. So that's the reason why I'm not like, it's so unimpressive, college basketball, compared to the college basketball that I watched, that I love to watch. I mean, like I've said, the 2 years of Duke UNLV's rivalry, just those 2 years alone, are better than anything that's gone on the last 25 years. Okay? Just those 2 years alone. That's all you need. Those 2 years alone is better than anything that's gone on the last 25 years. I don't need to start talking about everything else that's gone on in college basketball in those days, in the 80s and the 90s. But just give me those 2 years. That's all I'm talking about. Just those 2 years. Of those teams, and that you don't have that. That doesn't exist. And so that's why anybody that's either slightly younger than me or my age or older, they understand what I'm talking about. When you live the 80s and the 90s of college basketball, this is garbage. Like, this is so minor league that it's a joke. It's just a joke. I can start thinking of all these college teams, and I can't imagine them playing all these teams. They would freaking kill them and put them through rims and run them out the court and just bury them. Why? Because they were young men. They weren't boys. We're watching a bunch of boys play college basketball. It's different, man. It's different. Big time different. So that's why you'll see me when it comes to college basketball. I have very little enthusiasm for today's college basketball. And anybody that lived the 80s and the 90s knows what I'm talking about. Because there is zero comparison to what we saw to the garbage that goes on now. Because it is garbage compared to what we saw. We saw like real stars, real rivalries. It's different. A lot different. What else do we have going on? Oscar Rojas, I see there. Yader Castro. Rosendo. Jay Gelfin is in. Let's see. Fort Lauderdale United. Yeah, they ended up playing to a draw. Cozy Moshe got a clean sheet. Yes, she did. She is a tall woman. Like a tall woman. It's amazing how she towers. I watched the game on Saturday, and it's amazing how at the end of the game, when they all say goodbye to everybody and they shake hands, and she is just a giant amongst the rest of her teammates and the opposing team. Like, damn, dude, she is an Amazon, bro. Holy crap. Anyway, so, but hey, 9 straight of unbeaten for Fort Lauderdale United. So that's good. I didn't realize this. Did you know about North Broward Prep in hockey, Sean? I saw a piece on Channel 7 yesterday. Nice job, guys, on Channel 7. Although I got some beef with everybody on local television, y'all got to stop playing the highlights of the Heat before the Panthers. I know it's more popular, but it's not the priority. It should be Panthers, the lead story, the headline on any night that they're both playing. Panther highlights for 4, 6, 7, and 10. Well, I just want you guys to know, okay? You should respect what's going on, and the Panthers should be the lead story from here on out. You should make the priority what is the best team in town, not just because the Heat is the most popular and been the best team, best franchise for the last 25 years. I get it, but they're not the best franchise or the best team or the team that actually has a chance to win in town. There's only one, and it's the Florida Panthers. But by the way, did you know about North Broward Prep, Sean? Well, North Broward Prep in hockey is like kicking serious, like freaking ass. They're back into, what is it, the Elite Eight or something I saw last year. I didn't even know that they were already in the Elite Eight last year and lost in the finals. And then now they're trying to go to win for the championship again. And then I saw, this is like crazy stuff. I did not know about this stuff with North Broward Prep. But then the other thing is FAU hockey. Do you know about them, Sean? So you could go look up FAU_hockey.
Yeah, I believe them and the Canes were the ones that made last year to the national championships, I believe.
Well, this
in their
year,
division.
Right. Well, FAU, they had their 5-2 victory or high point in the D2 national championship game. So they are the 2025 Division II national champions, FAU hockey. So North Broward Prep kicking ass, FAU hockey kicking ass, the Panthers kicking ass. Just impressive stuff. And I'm just saying, local channels, you need to kind of switch your priorities a little bit here. The Heat are nothing. They're an also-ran. They're a play-in team. That's what they've been for the last couple years. You know, just because they got lucky with Jimmy one year, but they were still a mediocre team that entire season. But we know why they got lucky. So I'm just saying the Panthers are the team that should be getting the headlines for everybody out there. Every time I see that they play on the same night, they always lead with the Heat. And I think that's wrong. You know, I think, the producers and the anchors got to step up and say, no, man, we got to start giving credit where credit is due. And they deserve it. I'm just saying. That's just me. By the way, we are going to be on Wednesday at Subaru of Pembroke Pines at 16100 Pines Boulevard. And we'll be hanging out with Dwayne Massa, of course, the general manager. So come on out. We've got a bunch of shows this week. Subaru on Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be at Canesware. Thursday we'll be at Hialeah Park. Friday we're going to be, of course, at Acura of Pembroke Pines to wrap up the month. And the Ascent right now, the Subaru, you can get it for $423 a month, the Onyx Edition. You can also get the Premium for $323 a month. So you've got different models, different selections. The Forester, $259 a month. You can get that. Also, you can get it for $299. The Forester Sport 2025 model. Check it out. Tell them that Big O sent you. Subarus, of course, are fantastic vehicles and reliable. Okay, incredibly reliable. The Outback, maybe the wife needs a car for the kids, the dog, the shopping, all that kind of stuff. You can get the Outback Premium for $289 a month. The Legacy, which is a cool car, $269 a month, the premium 2025 model. All these lease features. Tell them that Big O sent you. And the Impreza. You want to, maybe you're starting a young man or a young lady off and driving, right? Well, you can get the 5-door Impreza for $149 a month. It's a hell of a deal, man. So check it out. 2025 model. Tell them that Big O sent you. 16100 Pines Boulevard. It is Subaru of Pembroke Pines, and we'll see you there on Wednesday. We'll be broadcasting live. A rat. What else do we have here? Captain Saki, Big O, I went from 252 pounds down to 195. Wow, bro. Nice job by you. It's fantastic. You know where I know I'm going to stay slim? When I am hanging out in Panama and in Costa Rica, eating some of that fresh seafood daily. Just hanging out, enjoying the surf, enjoying the rainforest, a lot of hiking. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. We'll be broadcasting from there, too. What else do we have going on? Juan Mendoza, I have nothing to fear. Seeing red just means time to buy. Yeah, no. Hey, man. I like Alethea Liquid Intelligence Token. I told you guys about it for several years now. And now I went to lows that I had never seen before, and I didn't flinch. So I loaded up more, and we're already up on those lows. So here we go. I'm just waiting for it. You know, it's just kind of the way it goes. You just got to be patient. Oscar Rojas, Big O, I lost my mother yesterday, so I'm feeling sad and depressed, but I know watching your show will cheer me up a little today. Thank you. My condolences, Oscar, man. I'm so sorry about that. And as I always tell everybody, when we lose our loved ones like that, it's not something that we ever recover from, unfortunately. It's something that we learn to live with, you know, because you don't recover from certain things like that. It's just, you know, I lost my father 30 years ago, 32, 33 years ago. And, you know, it's not something that I ever recover from at all. It's something I think about constantly. So I know exactly what you're going through. And, you know, sadly, I lost my dad at a very young age, at 51, man. Okay, I'm 58. In a few months, I'll be 59. I've already outlived my dad by miles. So I feel you, dude. I feel you. I know how it is. And I think the best way to get through it, Oscar, is you remember all the good things. And you just keep those memories, and that's what keeps you going. You know? Example. I started skating again, and the Rydell skates that I wear are skates my dad bought me when I was a kid. I was like I was like in the 12 range age. It was like 78. And I remember my foot was already like at 10 or something. And I had bought Rydell Classics that were 10s when I was like at an 8.5. And I would stuff it. And then as I grew, it took some of the stuffing out, you know, because, you know, you can't just, you don't have money to go buy skates just when you grow one size, you know, so you adjust in those days, you know, that's kind of the way it goes. So I bought a 12 when I was right around the 10, and because my foot was growing, I was growing. And so my dad goes, no, let's buy it bigger and you'll grow into it and just stuff it like you did the last one. And I said, okay. I still have those skates to this day. So whenever I do get on skates, I'm getting on the skates that my dad bought me when I was a kid in 1978. You know what I'm saying? So it means a hell of a lot to me because it's few things that I have left in my life that he gave me. I have a 9mm Smith & Wesson. He bought that for me when I turned 18. Still have it. You know what I mean? So there are few things, and those are things that when I got on those skates, immediately I remember, man, this is one of the few things in my life that I still have that my dad bought for me, you know? And that's what you've got to do, Oscar. You've got to remember the moments, the items, the pictures. Those are the things that you remember. You know what I mean? And right now you're hurting and you don't want to remember how it ended. But right now you're constantly reminded. But what's going to get you through it for the rest of your life are all the good moments, man. So it's not like I said, you never recover from this. If you love somebody, there's no way you ever recover from it. It's how you deal with it. It's how you end up coping with it. It's how you adjust with it. And I feel you, my brother, because it's just something that we never recover from. We just kind of adjust and go along the way. But our best way is our tributes in our mind and our hearts for all the good moments. So my condolences, my brother. Hang in there, man. Not easy. What else do we have here? John Santos. Do you think the orangutan World Cup? No, they won't. Why would they mess up the World Cup? No, man. They're just doing what they think with the government, my brother. Whether we agree or disagree. Look, dude, it's really simple what's going on. Okay? Lots of people are going to disagree with what's going on. A bunch of it may not work. Maybe it does work. Maybe it's a disaster. Maybe it's an outright success. We're going to find out. But in the end, dude, okay, what everybody else has done, red or blue, for decades now, has not worked. And that's why we're 37 trillion in the hole. And so I love watching one side complain about the other side or whatever. I laugh at both sides, as you all know. I don't really give a shit. But I laugh at the Democrats specifically because, you know, it's your fault. Like, you didn't do your job either. And so America said, well, we're going to vote this guy in. And now you got to deal with it. And that's just the way it goes. And everything he said he was going to do, he's done. That's it. So let's not go to extremes like he's going to ruin the World Cup or anything like that. Brother, he's trying to fix the economy, and he's trying to do it the way he thinks it works with the tariffs and all that other stuff and scaring the shit out of the markets constantly, good and bad and all that. Whatever, bro. You know, have at it. But everything that everybody else has done has not worked, and that's why we're 37 trillion in the hole. So now the orangutan is going to do his thing. Nobody's done this. Nobody's like wiped out the government and really minimized it and, you know, and all that. And we'll see if that works. I don't think so. It's funny, right? One side will grow a government way too big, and then this side will probably go to the extreme of making it too small and inefficient. But whatever, dude. It is what it is. When both sides constantly fail, and you constantly only give them two bad picks, they got to pick somebody, and this is how the dice is rolled, and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, man. We'll see. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Kind of like the Miami Dolphins for the 2025 season. I'm preparing for the worst. I hope for the best, but I'm preparing for the worst. It is what it is, bro. But I don't think he's going to do anything with the World Cup. That's silliness, okay? He's just trying to do his thing with the economy and whatever, bro. It is what it is. But, you know, this is where we're at.
Big O, your thoughts? What is Cam going to do today? Is he just going to throw the football? I mean, is he clear? I don't know if he's the clear number one in my eyes. I've already told you. I take Shador over him. So for me, he's not the clear number one. I don't know. And he's throwing to his guys. He should have. There's no defense. He should have a great workout. Okay. And then you got the tight end, Arroyo, and you got Restrepo. You got the running back, which Damian would look good in a Dolphins uniform. I think Martinez would be a guy that I would like in a Dolphins uniform. That's, Cam Ward is nice and all that good stuff, but I'm a Dolphins fan, so Cam Ward doesn't mean shit to me. Miami's not picking Cam Ward. Damian is the one that means something to me right now. You know what I mean? They're not getting Restrepo. You already got your third guy and the big kid you just signed. Iko, whatever, that kid. Okay, so they got Malik and they got the kid and they got the big kid. They're fine. So it's not a Restrepo thing. I don't think they'll pick another tight end right now because they've got Jonnu. So for me, I'm actually interested in Damian. I'm about the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Even though Mike McDaniel has to prove to me that this season's worth a damn, Damian's the guy that I'm intrigued with. I want a big back. I want a power back. You know what I mean? I don't know if, of course, our coach will even use him, but I think you need a bruiser back there to add to the running back core. But that's just me. That's just me, my brother. Let's see what else. Jonathan says, no, just visiting a great city, not the cheapest of the Central American countries, as the currency here is U.S., but very developed. Yes. Well, remember, Panama's way ahead of everybody else. They're much better economy than everywhere else. Yeah, your dollar will go cheaper, farther in other places. Nicaragua and El Salvador and Mexico and all that, but Panama and Costa Rica are the best economies in Central America. So that's why Panama is like a mini Miami. That's what you're enjoying, Jonathan Jensen. You're enjoying mini Miami. Why the F do you think I want to go there? It's a lot cheaper than here, because that's my problem with, although I got to say, if the orangutan by some crazy, I don't think it'll happen, by the way, because I don't want to get my hopes up high for anything that guy ever says. As the Mad Dog would say, I wouldn't believe him if his tongue was notarized. But that whole thing about no taxes for folks that earn under 150,000. Ding 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 ding. That, wow. Okay. Again, do I think it'll happen? I think he's full of shit, like everything else, like every other politician in the world. But if you can pull that off, man, that might keep me in Florida. Okay, that might keep me in Florida for a couple of years, and then a Democrat comes in, and then I got to go. But if not, I'm probably gone anyways, because I can't even afford to stay in Florida in the long term. That's kind of the way my wife and I are looking at it. I'll take the Fab Five. I love college basketball back in my college days when Ray Allen, Mulberry, Camby, Kittles, John Wallace, etc. Those were good days. Those they're not better than the Ewing and Alonzo Mourning days, and but yes, that was the back end. You're talking about the back end of it, which was good. But like the Big East and all that in the 80s and the very early 90s, wow. Watching Five Slamma Jamma, just, it just, watching Syracuse with Ronnie Cycli and Sherman Douglas and Billy Owens and Matt Rowe and God, I'm trying to think of some of the guys that were on that team. Billy Owens, Billy Thompson, right? There was a Billy Thompson in there, I think, or something like a Thompson. There was another guard in there. I mean, that Syracuse team was loaded, dude. Loaded. And then Ewing was followed by Mutombo, right? And then Mourning. Is that how it went? Like, just stupid. Do you know what it is to be able to see Mourning, Mutombo, and Ewing for 3 to 4 years in each stretch? This is garbage. What goes on in college basketball? I got to see Patrick Ewing and Alonzo Mourning and Dikembe Mutombo play 3 to 4 years. Do you understand that? Not one and done. No. I got to see Michael Jordan. Okay? There's a difference. I'm sorry. There's a huge difference. When I'm watching Hurley and Hill and Leitner going up against Larry Johnson and Ackles and Hunt and Ogman, are you effing kidding me? For 2 straight years, we're watching 2 NBA teams at the college level go at it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're watching 2 NBA teams go at it. College basketball was godlike, dude, in those days. It was so amazing. I see Pat in Asheville. Are you just Corciani, Charles Shackelford, and Rodney Monroe would run everyone out of the goddamn building in this college basketball now. And they didn't win a national championship. But that was a trio that was badass. It's just ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous, horn dog. What we saw back in the 80s and the 90s compared to the shit that goes on now. I'm sorry, but what goes on now is garbage compared to what we watched. Garbage. Pat in Asheville, Coach K spoke at our conference at Disney last week. Interesting story about having to have a talk with Kobe going off script with Team USA. Kobe handled it well. I miss mature adults in sports. Different time. Mark Smith says, Big O, younger fans don't understand sports back in the day when there were a ton of 18 to 35-year-old boomers, Xers, and all they wanted to play and they didn't care about their own safety. Yeah. Yep. Lenny Pena, Nico Jones, colonoscopy week. Good luck to you. And Nico, proud of you, bro. Super proud of you because I'm a freaking idiot. I waited to my, mid-50s? What it was, like 55, 56 or something? What a moron I was. Luckily, I had a perfect checkout, and the guy says, hey, you don't need to come back for 5 years. I said, nah, I ain't doing that, bro. I'll be back in 2. I got insurance. I'll be back in 2. I'll go check it out again. I have no problem. I am not doing that. And so I encourage anybody that by the time you're 40 already, you should have a colonoscopy. Please go get yourself checked out. And once you've gone through it, you're like, wow, why did I? And I'm the idiot that was like, oh, dude, that looks like it's weird, uncomfortable, like embarrassing, but it's your health. And it wasn't weird. It wasn't uncomfortable. It wasn't embarrassing. It was done in an incredibly professional manner. Okay, I did it there at Baptist Health, and it was phenomenal. Went by a couple hours, whatever, the whole process, but fine. I'm telling you, man. So, you know what? I'm proud of you, Nico. And all of you out there, if you get a chance, please get it. Please, 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 please. J-Town says, I'm thinking the draft might go heavy on D. There's a good chance Weaver will be our coach before the end of the season. This allows him to have a D and then focus on the offense. And remember, then they'll blow everything up and Weaver may not even last. So I'm not looking forward to any of this, dude. We really need like McDaniel to be what he's never been, competent, badly, or if not, it's a whole back again and they're going to redo the whole thing and restart and new philosophy and new people and new coordinators and Ocala Joe, thank you, sir. Glad you're back. Minus the staples that would have set off metal detectors at the airport. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stevie Thompson. That's it. Not Steven. It was Stevie Thompson. Nice job by you, J-Town. You almost got it, but now I remember fully. And the kid's name was Stevie Thompson, if I remember correctly. Let's see what else. The coaches were just as big as a player. Oh, for sure. Lou Carnesecca and Boeheim and Dean Smith and Bobby Cremins and oh yes, please. Yes, Valvano. I can just go on and on and on and Denny Crum and all that. Yes. Yes. John Thompson, the Tark. Come on, bro. Patino. All these people were there, dude. Are you kidding me? God, it was awesome. We get to be the old men on the lawn thing, but we're right. So, you guys are just being no, bro. No. We're not being old. We got to see Michael Jordan 3 to 4 years. Okay? And Sam Perkins. Okay? You didn't. You don't get to watch that. We did. So there's a huge difference to watching that college basketball and the college basketball we watched. Because our stars, whether it was Mitch Richmond or whoever, was 3 to 4 years. And you get to watch Reggie Miller 3 to 4 years, and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson 3 to 4 years. And are you kidding me? The Magic Johnson-Larry Bird rivalry alone? From college to then the NBA? You just, there's no comparison. We actually had real stars in college basketball. Now, so we can sound like the old men, get off my lawn bullshit, because, bro, get off my lawn. What you're showing me now is garbage compared to what I used to watch. And that's my problem. And that's why you won't ever see me really jacked about college basketball nowadays, because what I watched was 1 billion times better than the shit I'm watching now. I'm watching, it's like watching JV basketball. College basketball is JV basketball right now. The college basketball I watched it's funny. They technically weren't getting paid. I'm sure some were getting paid on the side, but they were semi-pros playing college. Now you've got amateurs getting paid like semi-pros. Isn't that interesting? I just realized that. It got reversed. Back in the day, you had what were legitimate semi-pros who supposedly weren't getting paid, because I'm sure some of them actually weren't getting paid. Some I'm sure were, but it was all under the table or whatever. And now you have kids that don't deserve to get paid getting paid. So what do you pay Michael Jordan for 3 years on NIL? What do you pay Patrick Ewing for 4 years on NIL? Huh? Is there enough money? You got enough money for Olajuwon for 4 years? Or Clyde Drexler? Those people would cripple college basketball. Can you imagine NIL for them? That's ridiculous. What else do we have? Brett says, big apologies. It's been covered already, but RIP. Yes, George Foreman, man. Sad news with George Foreman. Passes away. I did save a story of George because I wanted to read a little bit because George was kind of an interesting cat. He passes away at the age of 76. His family confirmed the post on Instagram. It says, our hearts are broken. With profound sorrow, we announced the passing of our beloved George Edward Foreman Sr., who peacefully departed on March 21st, 2025, surrounded by loved ones. The post stated, a devout preacher, a devoted husband, a loving father, and a proud grand and great-grandfather. He lived a life marked by unwavering faith, humility, and purpose. A humanitarian, an Olympian, a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He was deeply respected, a force for good, a man of discipline, conviction, a protector of his legacy, fighting tirelessly to preserve his good name for his family. We are grateful for the outpouring of love and prayers and kindly ask for privacy as we honor the extraordinary life of a man we were blessed to call our own. And you know his accomplishments from the Olympics all the way through. But one of the, and the grill and all that other stuff, but the way he resurrected his career late in the game, how he became a champion late in his later years. What I loved about that and what George Foreman proved was that age was a number. And that was a beautiful thing because at that time, there weren't a lot of old guys doing things like that. He was one of the few and the first, especially in that sport, to accomplish that. And that became a motivating factor or a motivational tool for a lot of older guys. So George not only connected with us like a normal human being, because he was a normal human being. And then when he stepped into the ring, and obviously he was, a nasty man, but out of the ring, he was like a big teddy bear. And he had a lot of personality to him and all that. And, obviously the trip of all his kids being named George and how he resurrected his career with the grill and then his second stint in boxing, which he had that incredible success. But he was an inspiration for a lot of people, but he was inspiration for older people. And that was pretty cool that George also had that kind of an impact, man. So bless him. They don't make them like that, dude. They just don't make them like George Foreman. So a great man, great family man, a showman, a good human being overall. So, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it because it's a note I had that I wanted to talk about because I thought his impact obviously was deep for boxing and his family and all the obvious stuff. But that comeback at a later stage in his life, I think meant a lot to a lot of other people. And there was kind of a movement in those days when that happened that older people were like, hey, man, it's not too old for me to do whatever. Be the best and be better at whatever it is that I'm doing. It's not like we were all going to get into boxing anyways. Let's see. What else do we have here? Old school college basketball made the NBA draft more fun. Oh, yeah, of course, because we knew the players. Now we don't even know the players. Yeah, exactly. Because we watched them for 3 or 4 years. Or even maybe some guy may even have had a 5th year. But yeah, you're right. Yeah. College basketball was enjoyable to watch back then. You had guys play at least 3 years, and most of them played all 4 years. It was different brand of basketball compared to what we see now. Amen. By the way, tomorrow we're going to be at Caneswear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. And, of course, Jeff and all the folks out there, the second you order online at caneswear.com, Jeff and everybody, they've got that shipment going out right away. So you will get your order right away. But if you go in store or online, doesn't matter, you will get 10% off if you use our code BIGO10. They got their 15th anniversary sale going on too. Go to caneswear.com, check it out. If you go in person, use our code. If you go online, use our code. And online, if you order over $99, free shipping. It's a beautiful thing. Caneswear.com. All right. Semi-Pro, great comedy, classic movie, yes. NIL at Indiana State for Bird. We need to borrow a dollar. Yeah. Big George needed money for his church and civic center, went right back in the ring and won the belt. It was awesome. It's awesome. Foreman was amazing, and I will always remember my college years. The Foreman grill helped a lot. Where would George Foreman be on your all-time great boxers? Yeah, I would agree with that, Joseph. I mean, it would take me a while to put a list together, but it would be somewhere in the top 20. Yeah, definitely somewhere there in my top 20. I'm not going to get into mentioning all the boxers in the rankings, but yeah, I would say Foreman would be somewhere, and it's probably somewhere in the 11 to 20 range. Probably not in my top 10, but probably somewhere in the 11 to 20 range of boxers for sure. Yeah, he was phenomenal, man. He was phenomenal, and he was in the greatest era of heavyweight boxing too. So it wasn't like he fought in a weak era of heavyweight boxing. No, he fought in the toughest era of heavyweight boxing, and then he accomplished the other in his second stint as a boxer. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Alan Blanco, if your company, your corporation, your school, we have a company that called Alan Blanco for a little custom printing and embroidery, and you can do it too. So if you got the number, here it is. Get the pen, 786, or better yet, save it on the cell phone, 786-618-1443. So if you need some uniforms, hats, or shirts, or whatever it is, or you're going on some kind of a field trip, or you're going to have a get-together, and you want everybody at the picnic to have the same shirts, 3A Graphics can do that for you. Please call Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. The Panthers, they get by the Penguins yesterday in a shootout, 4-3. Reinhardt, by the way, with 2 goals. Bob with 24 saves. They're off till Friday, thank God. Dude, they had this 6-game road trip, and then they come back to play on a back-to-back. Like, they lost to the Capitals 6-3 on Saturday, and then to wrap up the 6-game road trip, and then they end it with a back-to-back at home. And thank God they got by the Penguinos. But the good thing is they're off till Friday, so they get a few days off, which is good. Utah, by the way, is in town, 7 o'clock. Heat last night over the Hornets, 122-105. They improved to 30-41, baby. Yes, sir. Locking in that 10th spot. The Warriors come to town with Jimmy Butler on Tuesday at 7:30. Fort Lauderdale United and Spokane FC played to a 0-0 draw on Saturday. 9 straight unbeaten games for Fort Lauderdale United. That's impressive. Saturday, they take on Tampa Sun FC on April 5th, by the way. Okay. What else? Canada over the U.S. in CONCACAF Nations League action, 2-1. U.S. places 4th place in the 4-team group. That's your 3A Graphics sports calendar. So bad, dude. They are so bad. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Give me a 2-minute break to rest the voice. Back with hour number 2.
When it comes to selling your home, efficiency is the best way, the less stress way. That's why Asmani Garcia and the Omega Home Realty Group is who you want to call. Sell your home for just $990. That's right, $990. No 6% commission. Asmani and Omega are the exclusive program director for just $990 in South Florida. Get full service real estate services like pro photos, beautiful brochures, Zillow and Alex, Realtor.com and Homes.com listings. Call Asmani to find out more at 305-440-1990. Scan the QR code or visit just990.com to get started. Omega Home Realty Group and Asmani Garcia are ready to present your home to thousands of prospective buyers. Call 305-440-1990. Call Asmani Garcia and tell him Big O sent you.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the program. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. And Sean Stanley, the great Sean Stanley, will show you all of the QR codes there. You can use the QR codes as always, and we appreciate that immensely. Whatever you can do. We also are trying to go to Spain. And so we're trying to get to the first stage here. Help us. You can also make a donation there. Get us to España. Maybe the one game that might be pretty special, unless, of course, Mike McDaniel wants to go out there and make the season special. We shall see. We shall see. And the word is it might be Miami and the Bengals, actually. So, anyway, what else do we have here? Let's see. You forgot to mention the general Bob Knight. Yeah, I mean, I left out a lot of coaches, but yeah, Bob Knight, at that time, there were a lot of coaches, Frankie. Tons of coaches. That was the thing about college basketball. That's why college basketball was so freaking amazing. Rolly Massimino. You know, you could just go on and on and on and on, and there were a whole bunch of real good coaches. I don't know if I mentioned Bobby Cremins at Georgia Tech. I mean, Pat Kennedy was kind of a salesman, but he was a hell of a recruiter for FSU. I don't think he was a great X's and O's coach, but he could recruit his ass off. There were a lot of good coaches, back in the day, for sure. And that's why college basketball was at a completely different level in the 80s and the 90s compared to what we're watching now. What we're watching now is Mickey Mouse. Completely Mickey Mouse compared to that. It's not even close. It's insulting to actually try to compare anything that goes on now to what went on before. It's a huge drop-off. So, Big O, everyone is talking about it. All the contracts Greer is giving out has no guarantees, so everyone is saying Ross is putting handcuffs on big moves. No, I don't think Ross is putting any real big handcuffs on any moves. It's that they cannot go out there and spend and go crazy this year, and then the future. He's a general manager still, and while he's trying to save his job, he has to save his job still and be responsible. And so this is a year where you kind of let off the gas a little bit, and then next year you have more cap space, and then it becomes a better year to spend. You got to have these kind of years because down the line this will help you also in managing your money. So it's kind of a catch-22. They've put themselves in this position. Now they've got to bail themselves out. But in the end, Frankie, let me explain what's going on, okay? This is just complaining to complain. When you really don't understand what's going on, okay, so you're Miami. You're a lesser team now. You're not sexy. Nobody wants to come here because they're saying, oh, I'm going there to win. I already told you last week, Calais Campbell's not coming back. He'll play for the Ravens, maybe somebody else, because they offered so much money for a 40-year-old that he's going to take it. He's not stupid. If it's a winning team. If it's not a winning team, then he'll go to Baltimore. But he's not coming here. And so you have no road to like the Panthers, where stars are taking less to stay there. Nobody's doing that to come to Miami. So in order for you to actually get the top free agents, you're going to have to overpay, which will then limit how much you can actually get this offseason. And then not only will it limit, you will then have to then mortgage even more of your future. When you need to hit on several picks because you have a lot of holes on this team. So you have a whole bunch of picks, and you went and actually shopped for football players, which is actually, I think the free agent route that they've gone by is going to be pretty productive for them because they are filling needs with some good football players. Now, can Mike McDaniel coach? Not a goddamn bit. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think Greer has done his job with the limited funds because he has to do it that way. But then he's got the draft. And again, can the guy coach? That's a whole different ballgame. But it's to complain just to complain. Again, Dolphic-centric sites, Dolphic-centric writers. That's all they can talk about, dude. That's all they can talk about. So you guys go to them because they have to come up with some bullshit material. Just like they'll talk to you about Calais Campbell. Oh, is he going to come back? Or is Teron Armstead this, that? And it's like, come on, bro. Come on. Let's go. But again, they got to fill that. And I get it. I understand it. Thank the Lord I don't have to do it. And I don't need to come up with a controversy. The Dolphins are not in a position to go buy real big free agents because they don't want to come here anyway. And if you have to overpay for them, then it gets so ridiculous that you're really not going to fill your needs. So since you have so many needs, you must do it in an economical fashion in free agency, and then you must try to hit as many as you can out of those 10 picks. That's the reality, my brother. That's the reality that the Miami Dolphins are in. The problem is everybody else needs to create some kind of drama by spinning it the other way. Oh, Ross is cutting them off. Ross has never done that in his life. And he's 80 years old. He doesn't have, like 15, 20. I hope he does. But it's not like he's going to be managing the team 15, 20 years from, I got plenty of time. No, dude. And if they wanted to get somebody or two that they thought they were one or two, think about this, Frankie. Are they really one or two stars away from being a Super Bowl contender? Are you kidding me? Come on. So why would you go out and overspend for two guys that will then eat up all the space, mortgage more of your future, and not fill needs? It's complaining to complain because they have no choice. They've got nothing else to talk about, nothing else to write about. That's all. That's what's going on, bro. I just don't fill you guys up with bullshit. Why? It's not my style, man. It's not my style. So I'll just tell you exactly what's going on. That's it. And I'll tell you, look, this is probably what's going to happen. And just check the history. More often than not, this is what ends up happening. Am I going to be wrong? Hell yeah, I'm going to be wrong. Am I going to be right? More often than not. Okay? So this is just part of the process for them. And it makes no sense for them to go out and overspend for another guy or two that they need several guys to get there. They need a draft of a lifetime because they've got a coach that can't maximize talent. They have a coach that 3 years in can't get a play in on time. How does your offense ever grow that way? They've got a coach that 3 years in still has an offense that doesn't know how to set itself and not create any pre-snap penalties or not do any stupid mistakes. 3 years in. 3 years in. So that's where the problem really lies. Like I've told you, Chris Greer can have a great offseason. Mike McDaniel's going to fuck it up. So let's hope not. Let's hope I'm wrong. I would love that. Think Blue Dodgers. Good morning, Fins Nation. Checking in from LA. About to be stoned as F. Good for you, sir. Enjoy yourself. If you guys go to Spain, are you staying in an Airbnb? Brother, we're going to stay where we can afford to stay. Okay? I don't know if it's a hotel, an Airbnb. Who knows? Maybe we have a listener in Spain that has an extra couple of rooms and a big house and says, hey, come on over. We'll take care of you. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? This is, we're trying to put it together. But we do have already a fan base there. We have a Dolphin club there. We have a gentleman already that, thanks to, of course, the amazing NorCal, has already set it up. I haven't reached out to the gentleman, but he's already reached out to me. I just don't want to waste his time yet because I'm trying to make sure this whole thing is going to happen. And that's why the QR code is there. We'd love to broadcast there all week. But where I'm staying, Frankie, I have no idea, my brother. Okay, you want to chip in with the Airbnb and stay with us? So whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll do a big party, be Airbnb style. A bunch of listeners get a big-ass Airbnb, and they have a couple of rooms for me and Sean. There we go. I have no idea how we're going to go. Maybe Sean and I hitchhike. So who knows? I have no idea how we're going to get there, where we're going to stay. First of all, we've got to see if we can get the support from you all out there, and obviously maybe our sponsors and stuff like that would be good. So we'll see. We shall see. We're trying, brother. We're trying. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O, is Steve Ross a bad owner on football stuff? Ad Marks, he's only a bad owner because he doesn't win. He's a great owner because he does everything else that you need to win. He'll buy, spend, support everything and anything your team, your front office, your coaches, your general manager, your president needs. Stephen Ross doesn't flinch, and he signs the check. So in that sense, he's actually way better than Mickey Arison. How screwed up is that? But Mickey Arison's better than him at finding the right person to run the team. That's all. Viola and Sifu, they're phenomenal. They're Stephen Ross and Mickey Arison. They spend like Ross, make decisions like Arison. That's Viola Sifu. How about that? Never even thought of that. Just came up with that right now. But yeah, Mickey Arison's a good owner. He's a great owner because he got Pat Riley. But Viola Sifu, they're great owners because they will spend to kingdom come, and they went and got Bill Zito. So to me, there's a difference when I watch what the Panthers ownership does compared to the Heat ownership in that spending part. And then they both know to find the right people to run their organizations. So that's cool. Stephen Ross will match what Viola and Sifu and the Moss brothers do. They'll spend, but they haven't found the right person to run the organization. So the best combination that we have in town is Viola Sifu. That's the best combination we have in town right now of ownership. Now, they got it all. That's where I would go with that. Let's see. What else? Hell yeah. Spain block party for the Dolphins. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Sounds like Animal House. Oh, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You guys want to put together like a big ass place, and as long as Sean and I have a room each, where we can sleep and a shower, we're good. We're good. That's all. And I think with the Dolphin Club there in Spain, they probably have a bar, and I'll be able to, reach out and set everything up with the folks at the bar and the president of the Dolphin Club, and they're going to want us to be broadcasting there throughout the week. That'll be awesome. So it'll be really cool. That's the game we want to cover. I'm working on some other things. I don't want to say anything because probably gets ruined. But we'll see. But anyway, on that end, we can't get there without your help. That's for sure. So, those of you out there that listen on audio or watch on video, this is a great way to support the show and help us make hopefully that game of this season that week really special and fun. So yeah, an Animal House-like situation in Spain would be fantastic. John Padilla says, Big O, I'm just an announcement away from booking my trip and tickets to Spain. Yeah. That's why we're hoping that we can, push this thing and raise some money here so we're ready when they do announce it, because you want to get your reservations as early as possible and save yourself some money. You know what I'm saying? My mother-in-law just went to Portugal and Spain and all that area, and man, very very jealous. It's very cool. Very cool. Anyway, what else do we have going on besides Kane's Pro Day? So we got Butler. Butler's coming to town tomorrow, or he's already in town, right? Because they lost to the Hawks 2 nights ago, so they were already able to come to town. But to me, I kind of find it funny and interesting in a way. Look, I am more than done with Butler. Anybody that's watched this show, you guys know I was done with Butler when he was here already. Okay, I would have traded his ass 2.5 years ago. I would have never given him that current extension that he was on. Okay, I would have had the balls to do what nobody pretty much had, and definitely the Heat. Because why? You made the run of the finals and you fell in love with it. Like, oh, yeah, this is the real deal. That's where I said it wasn't the real deal. And that's why I would have traded his ass. So for me, I see this from a different perspective than most. I'm done with Jimmy Butler. I don't really give a shit about Jimmy Butler. Good riddance, dude. And the Heat will move on. And he goes, it's another game for me, another game that we're expected to win for sure. We was all right. We didn't win like we were supposed to. We made some cool runs. We had some fun. And you know what? That's exactly what I've said about this team. Those 5 years, you had a couple of cool runs, dude. It happened freakish in the bubble. And it happened freakish where you were lower seed and you got breaks with big injuries to 2 stars, and that got you there. And all you had to do was get past the Celtics. And the Celtics had not crossed their own threshold yet. Now they have. Now they can toy with the Heat. But back then they still had not. They were still not crossing over that championship-like threshold. They were better than the Heat, but they just weren't there ready to prove it. Kind of like 2010 for Miami. They were better than Dallas. They just weren't ready to prove it. LeBron wasn't. It's funny that after the fact, then maybe, I don't know, some of you in Heat Nation probably are, you're like missing this, like thinking like, oh my God, we were something, and you were nothing. You were a nothing team that overachieved, dude. I'm not missing a goddamn thing. You weren't winning anything with this group. And you weren't winning anything with Butler leading your group because Butler is not a star that leads you to a championship. It's just flukish what ended up happening getting to those finals. Doesn't mean that you belong there. Doesn't mean that you were really worthy of it. You just overachieved. I agree with this wholeheartedly. You made some cool runs. Cool runs, man. Cool runnings. And so what? And so what? Were you a championship caliber team? No. You were a bunch of overachievers. And you're watching Bam and Tyler. It's their show. How are they handling their show? They can't. Why? They're not stars. They're not real stars. Come on, man. So he's right about that. And to me, all this whole thing about Butler, who gives a shit? I know it's hype for the media. It's a shitty Heat season. This is the few things that you have to look forward to because, of course, if you get your revenge on Butler, you'll feel so much better about yourself. Really? Is that where we're going with that? Is that the story we're sticking with now? So I'm with them completely. You had some cool runs. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Now, the part that I thought was kind of funny was Draymond Green. You know, Draymond Green's a guy that hasn't made a lot of great decisions in his life. You know, basically he's like a scumbag on the court, a dirtbag on the court. I don't know why they give him so many chances. I don't know why anybody pays attention to anything he does. I don't know why even people listen to his podcast or anything like that. But he was quoted here in the locker room talking about this. He says, "We got Jimmy over here. I know this is a big game for him. They got Wiggs over there. I know it's a huge game for him. We want to win for Jimmy. They're going to want to win for Wiggs. We got to come out ready to play." Talk about a guy that, Draymond, brother, read the fucking room, moron. Not a damn Heat player is going to play for Andrew Wiggins. Moron, idiot, buffoon. Every Heat player wants to stick it to Jimmy, who fucked them the entire last couple of seasons, not trying in the regular season and putting them in a very uncomfortable position. And then pretty much shitting on the season and shitting on them. Not one Heat player deep down inside gives a shit about that game and Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins has been on several teams. He's a gypsy. He's a mercenary. I believe, if I'm correct, Sean, this is his fourth team already, right? I believe. You think the Warriors are something important to him? He was there for a couple of years. So what? So are they going to feel the same way when they go play Minnesota? Or Cleveland? Is that what we're going to continue doing this shit? Not one player, Draymond Green, since you can't read the goddamn room, not one player on the Miami Heat cares about Andrew Wiggins and his ties to Golden State. Maybe Andrew Wiggins will care, and he had a nice game yesterday. But they'll be playing because they want to stick it to Jimmy. Will they be able to? Well, that's a whole different ballgame. We're going to find out. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. We know you can't carry a franchise. We know you aren't stars. But you know what good role players can do? They can have a good game every once in a while. They can get inspired and do a Rex Chapman, 39 points against the Bulls. And you're not playing the Bulls tomorrow night. You know, the Michael Jordan-led Bulls. You're playing a Warriors team without Steph Curry. Maybe you guys can get inspired and come up with a one great performance against a half-decent team, because it's not like the Warriors are anything special, and especially without Steph Curry. But somebody tell Draymond Green that every Heat player, the coaching staff, the front office, and the owner want to stick it to Jimmy Butler tomorrow night. They don't give a shit about Andrew Wiggins at all. Read the freaking room, Draymond Green. You moron. Yes, sir.
It's only his third team.
Third?
Yeah.
Wasn't he on Cleveland? He was traded from Cleveland to Minnesota for Kevin Love, right? Oh, yeah, no, and then Golden State. So, yeah, it's 3. That's right. Sure. Why did I think of 4th?
Well, because he was drafted by Cleveland, but they traded him before he played. So I think he went straight to – I don't think he played a game for Cleveland. It looks like it was a preseason trade.
So it doesn't count, technically?
I guess because on his stats, he has Minnesota 2014, Golden State starts 2019, and now the Heat.
Okay.
So, I mean, technically, I guess it is 14 because he was drafted by the Cavaliers, but then went to Minnesota.
Right. So it's 4, but it's 3. He's still unwanted. Is he here because he was wanted? No. He was here because they had to facilitate it, and they had to take something, and so this is what they settled for. You know, nobody's playing for Andrew Wiggins tomorrow. Not a goddamn person cares about Andrew Wiggins tomorrow. Everybody wants to stick it to Jimmy Butler. Every one of those players. We're going to find out if the Miami Heat can find some big boy pants. Because if one thing they have shown us, brother, they fold like a cheap tent. Oh, my God, this is the softest. Riley drafts and develops a whole bunch of soft-ass dudes. This is the most un-Riley-like team I've ever seen in my life. We'll find out. But read the room, Draymond Green. Nobody cares about Andrew Wiggins, bro. Nobody cares about Andrew Wiggins. So, what else do we have? Let's see. What week is the Spain game? I have no idea, Frankie. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you guys are going over the Wiggins stuff. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir. You are freaking amazing. Thank you for the love on Venmo. Very kind. We are having a great day thanks to you. Ho Yoon is trying to help us get to Spain there. Thank you, sir. Very nice. Very nice. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can also make a PayPal donation too. It's another way for you folks on the international front, because I know that I'm told PayPal or Venmo are kind of tough. So we could do that. There you go. Thank you, as always. All right. Where's the Bitcoin at right now? Are we over 88? Are we moving? Are we going down? 87,927. So we're right at 88. Stuck in the 88 range. All right, what else do we have going on in the world of sports? Oh, by the way, wait, before I get to sports, let me do a little music on the side here. Let's get to that. Oh, thank God the air turned on. Just about to tell Shani, let's take a small break. I gotta get the air on. All right, let's get to birthdays today. Let's start off with musicians on the 24th. Let's see. Pacemaster Mace from De La Soul, born in 1970 on this date. Nena, very annoying hit, 99 Red Luff Balloons. She had that hit. She was born in 1960. She sold over 25 million records, making her the most successful German pop singer in chart history. I did not know that. Germany. That's sad. The Germans, sad. Can you do better? Can you pump it up? Come on, what's wrong with you people? Nena, German singer, songwriter, actress, and comedian. Well, it is kind of a joke. Nena became a UK one-hit wonder in 84, UK's number one, 99 Red Luff Balloons. Combined with the success of Nena's band years, she sold over 25 million records, making her the most successful German pop singer in chart history. That's so sad. Nena's the best you guys can come up with in Germany? I thought it was Den Harrow. Anyway, I lost like 89% of you. Dougie Thompson, musician, bassist with Supertramp. Dreamer, nothing but a dreamer. Born in 1951 on this date. Nick Lowe, singer, songwriter, musician, producer. Cruel to be kind, in the right measures, cruel to be kind. Anyway, born in 1949 on this date. Who else is, Steve Lang, bassist for the rock band April Wine. Just between you and me, baby, I know our love will be. 1946 brought us Lee Oscar, harmonica player with the American funk band War. Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. Let's see, who else? That's it. We're going to go with that for musicians. Now let's go with other folk, famous folk, celebrating birthdays today. Oh, I see a wrestler you're going to definitely mention. Jack Johnson. It says pop singer. I don't know who the hell this is. For one half of the Vine account of Jack and Jack. Okay, I have no idea. But I mentioned them anyways. What the hell? Jim Parsons, TV actor, is 52 years old. Peyton Manning is 49 years old. Jessica Chastain, movie actress, she is 48 years old. Harry Houdini was born in 74, disappeared in 1926. Valentine Chesmakovsky, the dancer, whatever, from however it's pronounced. I butchered it. Damar Hamlin, football player, 27. Chris Bosh, basketball player, 41. Tommy Hilfiger, fashionista, he is 74. Allison Hannigan, TV actress, 51. Yeah, actress, period, because American Pie and stuff, please. Oh, what else? What else? Steve McQueen, dude, was born on this date in 1930. We lost him in 1980. Jack Edwards, sportscaster, is 68. Decent list today. Who else? Who else? Who else? Do I have anybody else? William Saliba, futbolista. He is 24 years old. That's it for famous folk. Sean Stanley, do you have any wrestlers ready to celebrate birthdays today?
Yes, we do. Barry Horowitz turned 66. The youthful Christopher Daniels, he turns 54. Epico Cologne is 43. Gorgeous George is born on this date in 1915. We lost him in 1963. Jake Hager turns 43. Lacey Evans, she is 35. Rio Mizunami is 37. And the gentleman I believe you're talking about, he will not rest in peace. He is The Undertaker. He turned 60 today on March 24th, 2025.
You are correct, sir. It was The Undertaker. That's one of the few that I know. All right, let's move over to music history. What happened today on March 24th? In 62, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards first performed together as Little Boy Blue and the Blue Boys. In 91 on this date, the Black Crowes were dropped as the opening act on ZZ Top's tour because they repeatedly criticized Miller Beer, the tour sponsor. Okay, in 86, Van Halen released their record 5150. In 2002, Papa Roach's Jacob Shaddix became the proud father of a baby boy he named Macaulay Cielo Shaddix. In 2001, a stretch of Highway 19 in Macon, Georgia, was named Dwayne Allman Boulevard. It's near the spot where the Allman Brothers Band guitarist died at the age of 24 in 1971 in a motorcycle crash. And that's what happened today in music history. By the way, for those of you that thought that Kiss was done, well, actually, they kind of are as for their makeup. But they are going to do one live performance. According to an email sent to followers recently updated on KissOnlines.com website, the group will perform an unmasked live show as part of a 3-day Kiss Army Storm Vegas event celebrating the fan club's 50th anniversary. It says the event is scheduled to take place November 14th through the 16th at Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. In addition to Kiss Unmasked performance, the email noted the full schedule of activities will be announced shortly. It continues to say that fans can expect a special live performance from former Kiss member Bruce Kulick, along with other special guest activities, exclusive experiences, and more. Fans can sign up now to receive more information when it becomes available via KissVibe.com. Kiss concluded their near four-year-long end-of-the-road farewell tour December 2nd, 23 at Madison Square Garden. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley always careful to leave the door open. A month before the tour ended, Simmons promised Rolling Stones that the MSG show would be the final Kiss in makeup appearance, leaving the door open for unmasked performances. He says anything's possible. Kiss is so far from over, though Kiss, as we know, is done. So there you go. So if you never saw Kiss, you go to the Kiss Army convention in Vegas, which, by the way, that's a pretty cool place to go for a Kiss convention, is Vegas. And they do a little one-off concert for you. That's That's mighty, mighty cool. Happy birthday to Harry Houdini, Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle, Thomas Dewey, Clyde Barrow, Andrew Mellon, and The Undertaker. Andrew Mellon, is that Thornton Mellon's brother? Just saying. Is he an expert diver? I don't know. You tell me. If he's not, then I don't know if he's really, truly a Mellon. Okay? Just saying. These are facts of life. If you're going to be a Mellon, you got to be an expert diver. Walter Mellon's cousin. Okay. We'll let it go. Mark Calloway, a.k.a. The Undertaker, the best gimmick and entrance intro to the ring of all time in pro wrestling. Big O, a little music trivia. What was Green Day's original band's name? Purple Day? Not sure. Not sure, my man. And we got Bitcoin at 87,931. Is that the... No, we're at 88,146. It just went up. All right. I like that. I like that. Like to see it push over 90 for the hell of it. Get back into the 90s. I'm glad that, let me tell you something. I'm really glad that Bitcoin went back into the 80s. Not because I get to buy and stack. I'm more than happy if it goes to the 70s or 60s. I would love that too. I wouldn't panic one bit. Some people might freak out, whatever. But the best part is the 80s was the best decade. I love the 80s. I lived it. It was amazing. It's a fun decade. And, you know, Bitcoin went from the 70s to the 90s. It kind of skipped the 80s. Now it's revisited a couple times. So I'm happy that it got on the hot tub time machine and went back into the 80s. Not because I get to buy it at a lower price, which I'm grateful, but because I want Bitcoin to enjoy the great decade of the 80s. That's the way I look at it. Good for Bitcoin. Enjoy. A little Depeche Mode, a little Billy Idol, a little Motley Crue. Come on, it's the 80s. Ozzy Osbourne and Randy Rhoads. It's the 80s. It's Headbangers Ball. It's the 80s. Come on. Let's do it. My childhood was during the 80s. That was the most magical time of my life. Rosendo says, Andrew Mellon was the third most important Republican of the 1920s and one of the richest men in America. He probably led us to the Great Depression. So then why are we celebrating him? Why are we celebrating somebody that led us into the Great Depression? That's depressing, Rosendo. Next thing you're going to tell me is we're going to celebrate Bruce Sherman, who led us into depressing baseball. Is that what you're doing? Damn, Rosendo. Bearer of bad news, aren't you? Let's see. I read that band's name, Blood Rage, then Sweet Children, says Brett Rogers. Sweet Children, says Pat Nashville. Okay. See, that's why, Ocala Joe and Brett Dodger, they're with me. You want to celebrate Andrew Mellon. When is Thornton Mellon's birthday? That's the great American. Come on. That's the great American. What's wrong with you, Rosendo? You want to celebrate some guy that's led us to a depression. Anyway. What else do we have going on? Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump. Don Jr.'s ex-wife is now going out with Tiger. So Tiger's getting sloppy whatevers with Vanessa Trump. Now, I was thinking about this. It's better than going out with that other one that they sent to be some kind of a spokesperson for some country or something. Wasn't it Guilfoyle or something? I'm just saying. Better this ex than that ex. Although all a downgrade from the blonde Swedish girl. What was the Swedish girl's name? It wasn't Inga. What was her name again? Very pretty. God. What was her damn name? I know you guys are going to put it in the chat board. I don't want to look. I want to try to remember. I know Sean's going to get it. What's her name? Go ahead, Sean.
Well, I don't know if this is the one. Is it Erica Herman?
No. No, the blonde, the Swedish.
Oh, Ellen Nordegren?
Nordegren. Elin Nordegren.
That's Elin. Sorry, Ellen. Whatever.
Elin Nordegren. The one that got a golf club and hit him right across the chiclet. Yeah. 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 She was hot. Good looking woman. I don't know how she looks now, but back in the day, Elin Nordegren was a looker. That's all I can say. So, wonder if Vanessa knew Tiger's past, or is she doing this for the money? I don't know. At this point, Tiger, when you go out with Tiger, you're already signing some kind of a prenup. That guy is so secretive, So he's already been taken to the woodshed by the first wife, Elin. The other ones aren't gonna get a free ride like that, bro. At this point, a guy like Tiger is pretty smart, except for driving, of course. But he'll probably have her sign some kind of a prenup if there's anything ever involved in that. That's just me. By the way, we got a funny story developing, and I don't know who this kid is. His name is Trevor Woods. He works for the Yard Barker. And I got to say, whoever Trevor is, I want to thank him because the laughter that he provided me, I thought was absolutely outstanding. Laughter it's such a beautiful drug. It makes you feel good. It gives you, it's a moment of where you get to kind of like move to another plateau, all kinds of stuff, and you say, this is funny. This makes me, feel good for the moment. Now I got to go back to life, and so I want to thank Trevor Woods, not Tiger, but Trevor, because he wrote one of the more entertaining, humorous articles I've seen on Yard Barker ever. So earlier this week, Tom Pelissero reported that the Minnesota Vikings turned down multiple teams who called and expressed interest on second-year quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. Minnesota reportedly told these teams that it's moving forward with McCarthy as their top option. With Sam Darnold leaving Minnesota and signing with Seattle, And Daniel Jones leaving the Vikes for Indianapolis. The team is shorthanded at quarterback beyond McCarthy. However, Minnesota is trying to change that by potentially adding former Miami Dolphin and Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill. Per Fox Sports insider Jordan Schultz, the Vikings have had discussions with Tannehill, noting that nothing is imminent. Tannehill doesn't seem to be in a rush to pick his new destination. As of now, the 36-year-old quarterback wasn't even on an NFL team in 2024. While Tannehill wouldn't be expected to start for the Vikings, adding him as a backup to McCarthy would likely serve McCarthy well. There are plenty of things that McCarthy can learn from Tannehill, someone who started 151 games in the NFL with an 81-70 record. 81-70. Well, that's impressive. 34,000 passing yards, 216 touchdowns, and 115 interceptions. Less than 2-1. Anyway, just if you're driving, if you're working heavy equipment, stop right now. Pull over to the side of the road before I continue reading this. Okay? Because Trevor gets funny. The Vikings invested a lot in McCarthy, selecting the former Wolverine with the number 10 pick in the 24 draft. Signing Tannehill would also be a way of investing in McCarthy. Tannehill just doesn't provide Joe Flacco-level upside as a backup. Signing him would be like adding an extra quarterbacks coach. Yeah, because he's so good and really understanding everything. Anyway, Tannehill and McCarthy's skills even align. Former Michigan head coach and current Los Angeles Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh compared McCarthy to Tannehill back in 2021. He's grown in the area of being steady Eddie type of player, Harbaugh said of McCarthy in 21. Who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? Sure. Who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? Steal a boatload of money, be a mediocre quarterback that can't win in the clutch if his life depended on it, can't carry a team, isn't a franchise quarterback, marries a half-decent piece of ass, and makes a lot of money. Yeah, who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? Not my style, but some of you like the skinny girls. But she's a pretty girl. I guess he did all right for himself. He's grown in the area of being a steady Eddie. That's what I want my franchise quarterbacks to be. Steady Eddies. Steady Eddies. Yep, that's it. Harbaugh said of McCarthy in 21, who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? So is J.J. McCarthy's upside Ryan Tannehill? Is that the funny part? Or is the funny part that who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? That's funny. That's hilarious. I got to say. That's some funny shit. That's the quote. Who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? Tannehill's days of dominance may be gone, but he can still add value to any organization, and signing with Minnesota makes too much sense for both sides. Now it's only a matter of whether pen is put to the paper and contract is finalized. Trevor Woods, thank you, sir, for the entertainment. Who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? A guy that can't even have a 2-for-1 ratio in touchdowns to interception ratio. Huh? A guy that's barely over 500 in winning percentage. Who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill? Yeah, that's one guy I really want on my team. Yeah. Ryan can tell JJ about those moments when he came in the clutch and lifted his team to a Super Bowl and won the AFC Championship game and threw for 300 yards in big moments and all that. Although Ryan can give him great advice on how to hand it off to Derrick Henry. Because that's probably his best attribute I've ever seen. Handing it off to Derrick Henry and riding his coattails every single year. Who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill riding Derrick Henry's coattails? Anyway. Classic Thornton Mellon line. How to look thin, hang out with fat people. That's it. I like it. Trump's sloppy seconds, Tiger can do better. I don't know. Tiger's kind of worn down, broken down now, bro. Again, it's kind of like some of you out there, you think the Heat is a sexy organization, and they're not at all. And people aren't lining up to play for the Dolphins or the Heat. Okay. Wonder if Vanessa knew Tiger's past. Well, we'll see. Tiger giving Vanessa the wood. Still, I wonder what Jeffrey Epstein actually knew. Big O, when you go to Spain, are you staying in Madrid? Dude, I don't know where we're staying. We're going to try to stay somewhere really affordable. We don't have much money. And right now, it doesn't look like we're going. Okay, so, you know, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But, hey, we do have the QR code there if you want to help get us there. I wouldn't want Tannehill nowhere near my team. I know, Lenny, but, you know, according to Trevor Woods there, you know, this is a no-brainer for Minnesota. Skills are the same. Steady Eddies, you know. And again, who wouldn't want to be Ryan Tannehill trying to get a free ride on a championship in Minnesota? Brian says, going to my closet and putting on my Tannehill jersey right now to reflect on the Dolphins' glory years. Steven says, good afternoon, Big O and Sean, checking in late and smashing it. Recovery going well, sir. Thank you. Talked a little bit about it in the beginning, but it's going well. Took off the staples yesterday, so all good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. 88,427. We're trying to make our way to 89 now. Well, isn't that special? I like that, man. Not bad. Not bad, folks. Not bad. Let's see what else we have. By the way, the market right now is up 557 points, the Dow. The S&P's up 93. And the NASDAQ almost 2 points up. So not bad. Not bad. Okay, what else? What else? You guys got any other questions? Because it looks like I might be down to the end, ladies and gentlemen. John, well, if you're on heavy equipment, are you all right? I hope you're all right. By the way, we'll be at Hialeah on Thursday, and with the tournament going on, a lot of you like to gamble in the tournament. Remember, we are giving away $100 no regret first bet. So log on, open your account, go through this, go through the QR code, or go to the Hialeah Park website. And remember, if you already have a Hard Rock account, just use a different phone number or email so you can get the $100. You make your first bet, you get your $100, you're off and running, dude. So check it out there at Hialeah Park. And remember, we'll be there on Thursday at 3 o'clock, so you can come on by and say hi and hang out with us there. which would be really, really cool. All right. Thank you all out there. What else? By the way, on the whole Trump Tiger Woods thing, I find it disgusting that we have to, not we, but we pry into, Tiger confirms that he's dating, what's her name? What's her first name? Trump, Vanessa Trump. Like, really, why should we give a shit? Like, leave the man alone. Leave them alone, bro. Who gives a crap? I really don't understand that stuff. Oh, where is Taylor and Travis? We haven't seen them in the last couple of weeks together. Where are they? And then they show up somewhere. Oh, they're and it's like, oh, they're still together or something. It's like, of course they've been together. Dude, just leave them alone. Like, who gives a shit? There's this obsession with somebody's private life, which I really don't understand. Like, why should you give a shit about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? Why should you give a shit about Trump and Woods? Who cares, bro? Is Tiger playing? That's what we're supposed to talk about. Does he have his tournament or whatever that new thing that he's got going on? Whatever. Is Travis Kelce going to play football? Is he going to be as good? Whatever. Like, who cares about where they're going out to, that they were spotted at this restaurant or that, or they're showing affection or whatever. It's like, dude, the amount of loser shit that's out there in the media, and that's your fault, because people out there, they click on it, and so the media knows, so they got to go get more of that garbage. And let me tell you about Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez. Like, who gives a shit? It's like, it's sad, bro. It really is sad that your life is so sad that you need to find out about somebody else's relationship. Who cares, bro? It's weird. Really twisted. Big O, were invasion force to Greenland or annexation of Canada discussed during the campaign? If they were, would people have voted for him? Yeah, they would have voted for him, David. They would have voted for him because nobody pays attention to what he says anymore. It's really genius on Trump's part. He bombards you with so much of that you don't end up paying attention to it at all. Look at all the Latins that voted for him, bro. And now they're all getting deported. Shitload of Venezuelans voted for him, and now some of their friends and family members are getting deported. Cubans, a lot of Cubans were pro-Trump, and now a bunch of Cubans are going to get sent back. Haitians, whatever, bunch of those people. And he said he was going to deport everybody. He said it. So they don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to anything. They switched to Trump. Trump was the beneficiary of the country telling the Democrats, F you guys. You're a disaster. The economy's crazy. We're paying through the nose for everything. You're out of control. We're going to vote for whoever. And it ended up becoming Trump, and he benefits from it. And that's who the Republicans put out. That's all. But nobody pays attention to campaigns. They don't pay attention to the debates. They don't pay attention to all the things that Trump said he was going to do. None of that, dude. They wanted a switch. The country wanted a switch and respect it. And so whether you agree with it or not, who gives a shit? The country clearly spoke. They didn't want anything to do with Biden. They tied Harris to Biden. The only way Harris may have had a shot, again, they don't listen, would have been she had to distance herself from Biden, and she didn't. So in hindsight, that's really what burned her, if anything. If she was going to even have a chance, which I don't think she was. In the end, it looked like America was done with those policies. And whatever Trump was going to do, they were going to take the chance and say, screw it. We've given them a chance. Now the other side gets a chance. And that's it. And that's why when you hear one side complain, bro, you're your own fault. You bring up Hillary and Bernie and Biden and now Harris, all crappy candidates. And then on the Republican side, they give us one crappy candidate over 12 years. And this is all America has to choose. And they were tired of that side. So now the other side gets a chance. And they have 2 years. It's pretty simple. Trump has 2 years. If he kicks ass in 2 years, then he'll continue to dominate the Senate and the House. If they fail, when the midterms come, they'll lose their power there, and it'll become a mission for him for the final 2 years. And then who knows what comes up next, what sides they come up with. Okay. All right. The only thing I would tell the Democrats is, dude, don't put an air traffic controller, okay, in the driver's seat. Hakeem Jeffries. Well, the American people, this guy was down on the runway in another lifetime, guiding planes and shit because, I mean, he's like Cuban and he talks with his hands. You ever seen that, Hakeem Jeffries? Well, this, that, well, it's like somebody told him that the skill of talking with hands was going to get him elected or something. I don't know what it is. Just please don't pick that loser. Anyway. What's it called? So we'll see what we get in 4 years. But Trump has 2 years. He has 2 years. He kicks ass, then he gets a reprieve. The next 2 years, he will be able to have his way. If he screws up, then it all hell breaks loose, and we are where we're at right now. Listen, in the end, nobody was doing anything right anyways. Neither side got it right. So now it's his turn, and he's doing it in a way that nobody's ever done it. Tearing down the government to bare bones, we'll see. But whatever. It is what it is. This is what America wanted, and you have to respect it. Whatever they voted, this is what they want. Okay? So it goes, and now we got to deal with it. We dealt with Biden and all his bullshit. We dealt with Trump and all his bullshit. We dealt with Obama and all his bullshit, and Bush and all his bullshit. And we're $37 trillion in the hole after all that. So we'll see what happens now, man. That's all. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. It's all we can do as Americans. All we can do. And that's it. So, crappy candidate on both sides, and that's just the way it goes. Anyway. Well said, Big O. Just like Dolphins fans watching Tua spend time with his friends and family instead of, God, it's just so stupid. The Tua and the Kachuk thing. Kachuk was enjoying a couple of drinks on St. Paddy's Day. And why? Because he's injured, he can't do that? What is wrong with you people, bro? Get a life. Tua's enjoying himself with his family and some friends or whatever out there and fans or whatever and having some drinks. Good for him, dude. It's March, bro. March. Yeah, it's like people have no lives, dude. It's 24-hour news cycle. We got to put something out there. We got to, and so let's put Tua partying or Kachuk partying and say it's a bad thing. And then that way we could get people to say, yeah, I agree. And then the other people like me, like, what's wrong with you losers? Whatever, dude. It's sad, bro. Totally sad. Let's see. When does Tua not practice? Stephen Harris. People are entitled to days off, especially. Yeah, dude. They're all entitled to days off. He's cleaning house. Wait till the tax cuts. We'll see, bro. We'll see if it works or whatever. I don't really care, man. It is what it is. This is what America wanted, and that's what you respect. We had a vote. The vote happened. They put him in. Now we live with it. We put the old geezer in before that. We put the orangutan before that. We put Obama before that. We put George Bush Jr. before that. None of them are impressive, bro. So whatever, man. Move on. Don't kill yourselves. Don't hang on either side. Doesn't really matter. So people vote with their wallets. Price is high. Goodbye. Bottom line. Prices were through the roof. Inflation. They looked at the old geezer and they said, she's part of this same thing. Let's go back to the orangutan and see what happens. That's it. That's all. They weren't going to put him back. And the vote was clear. When you got your ass kicked that badly, America wanted to switch, dude. So we'll live with it. It is what it is, bro. Whatever, man. We'll survive one way or another. No matter how good or bad it is, we'll all survive. We'll figure it out. We'll get through it. Again, let's hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. That's all I can tell you. That's it. I don't see any other. You see any breaking news anywhere, Sean? Because I don't see anything outside of the stuff we've talked about. Let's see. The market correction was 100% self-induced. Any tax cuts, you won't come close to recouping your 401k losses. Yeah, no, it's just. There's only one way to go, ladies and gentlemen. I've told you this for a while now. I've told you this for over 5 years. There's only one way to go, and I'm not a financial advisor. But that's the way to go. Write that down there. Good old Bitcoin, baby. Better than any 401k on the planet. Not a financial advisor. So, all I know is the best thing I did was eliminate my 401k 5 years ago and get Bitcoin. That's all I can say. Anyway, we appreciate all of you out there. We will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to be at Caneswear, and we'll be on at 11 a.m. So not 10 a.m., 11. So 11 on Tuesday, noon on Wednesday at Subaru, Thursday, 3 o'clock, Hialeah Park, and then Friday we're at Acura at 10 a.m. and wrapping up the month. Appreciate all of you out there. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley. Tomorrow, Ira Winderman. No, actually, Ira's going to join us on Thursday now. He was going to join us tomorrow, but we just reached out to me this morning. We're going to move it to Thursday. So he'll join us on Thursday. That'll be better because talking to him tomorrow before the Jimmy Butler thing, it's better to talk to him on Thursday after everything with the Jimmy stuff has gone over and everything. So it's better that way to get Mr. Winderman. So thanks to the great Sean Stanley. Appreciate all of you out there. If you made a donation, Cash App or Venmo or PayPal, thank you very much. And don't forget to also make a donation to help us get to Spain so we can cover that big week for the Miami Dolphins and do the show live out there all week long. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. live from Caneswear in Davie. Have a great one.